Eras Tour has been a boon for Chicago's hotel industry. Bloomberg reports hotels averaged a 96% occupancy rate over Swift's 3-night run, and that is an all-time record.
Welcome to the Eras Tour.
This has been the most extraordinary experience of my entire life.
People like to talk about phenomenons.
Taylor Swift is officially a billionaire, estimated at $1.6 billion as of late 2025 by Forbes, making her one of the wealthiest musicians in history. But this video is not about how much money she's made. It's about how much of that money she actually controls. Because behind the sold-out stadiums, the record-breaking tours, and the carefully crafted public image, exists a financial machine built to protect power, not just profit. In the next 10 minutes, you'll see where Taylor Swift's billionaire status really comes from, which parts of her fortune she fully controls, and which she doesn't, the legal structures quietly shaping her power, and why ownership matters more than income at this level of wealth. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Taylor Swift isn't just rich, she's strategically untouchable. Taylor Swift became a billionaire without selling a makeup brand, launching a tech startup, or inheriting old money. Her wealth came from something far more rare: control over her own ecosystem. The Eras Tour alone generated over $2 billion in gross ticket revenue across 149 shows, ending in December 2024 as the highest-grossing tour in history, double the previous record holder. Stadium after stadium, city after city. Entire local economies reshaped for just a weekend, with fans spending billions on travel, hotels, and merchandise. Merch sales alone averaged millions per night, fueled by direct-to-fan strategies that bypass traditional middlemen. Add to that, music sales and streaming royalties with albums like The Tortured Poets Department and the newer Eras dominating charts. Publishing royalties from her songwriting, which she has always retained significant control over.
Switch to the other side, like a Dylan-y kind of thing. No surprise.
Merchandise empires including limited edition vinyls and apparel that sell out in minutes. Film distribution deals like the Eras Tour concert movie that grossed over $260 million worldwide. And direct-to-fan monetization through platforms she influences heavily. On paper, the math looks simple. Forbes breaks it down to roughly $800 million from royalties and touring, $600 million from her music catalog valuation, and $110 to $150 million in real estate. But here's the first illusion. Gross revenue is not personal wealth. At Taylor Swift's level, the question isn't how much money comes in. It's how much power stays in her hands once everyone else is paid. Tours involve massive costs: production, crew, venues, promoters. Yet Swift's team negotiated deals that maximized her cut, including ownership of the concert film rights distributed directly through theaters. This visible empire, the tours, the streams, the merch, is merely the tip of the iceberg. It does generate cash flow, but true enduring wealth comes from what lies beneath. Perpetual assets that generate income without constant labor. And this is where the story quietly changes. Because in 2025, Swift's net worth surged not just from past earnings, but from a pivotal reclamation, buying back her original masters for an estimated $360 million, ensuring every note she's ever recorded now feeds directly into her controlled ecosystem. Taylor Swift's fortune isn't stored in a single bank account. It's distributed across a network of rights, entities, and legal instruments designed to do these three things: preserve ownership, limit exposure, and maintain leverage. At the center of this network is something most fans misunderstand: intellectual property control. Taylor Swift doesn't only earn royalties, she owns her masters. And now she owns all of them. The saga began in 2019 when her former label, Big Machine, sold her first 6 albums masters to Scooter Braun's Ithaca Holdings. Swift, who had always owned her publishing rights, launched a counteroffensive, re-recording those albums as Taylor's version. These new masters, owned outright by her, outperformed the originals in streams and sales, devaluing the old ones while building a parallel revenue stream. And ownership changes everything. When she re-recorded her catalog, it was not only a cultural moment, but a financial counterattack. Because masters aren't only music, they are licensing keys for sync deals in films, TV, ads. They are collateral for loans, They are long-term revenue machines that outlive tours, trends, and even relevance. With full master ownership restored in 2025, Swift now controls licensing entirely, directing high-value deals to her versions and maximizing royalties. Publishing royalties, separate from masters, have always been a stronghold for Swift. As the primary songwriter, she retained these rights even under Big Machine. They generate income every time a song is streamed, covered, or performed. Hundreds of millions over time, independent of recording ownership. Taylor Swift doesn't need new hits to remain wealthy. She has control over what already exists. Her catalog is valued at over $600 million and could generate passive income for decades. But here's the contradiction. If she controls so much, why is so much of her wealth still legally separated from her personal name? Entities like Tease Rights Management LLC handle her trademarks and publishing. Taylor Swift Productions oversees visuals and films. 13 Management coordinates overall strategy. Taylor Nation LLC manages fan engagement and merch. These aren't hiding money. They're structuring it for efficiency and protection. The answer explains why billionaires don't own things the way normal people do. They use LLCs and trusts not for secrecy alone, but for insulation, shielding assets from lawsuits, taxes, and volatility while preserving family legacy. At Taylor Swift's level, direct ownership is a liability, which is why much of her fortune flows through private LLCs like Tease Rights Management and 13 Management, publishing entities, touring companies such as Taylor Swift Touring, and long-term contractual vehicles with partners like Universal Music Group. These structures are not about secrecy, they act as insulation. If a lawsuit hits, say, over a sample or contract dispute, it doesn't hit her personally. If a deal collapses, it doesn't touch her core assets. Even if a political, cultural, or media storm erupts, her financial engine keeps running. This is how extreme wealth survives volatility. Billionaires layer LLCs owned by trusts to create barriers. A lawsuit might pierce one layer, but not the fortified core. Privacy is a bonus. Public records show entities, not personal details. Taylor Swift can sell out 70,000 seats a night, while her actual exposure remains carefully capped. Her team's in-house approach, rare in entertainment, minimizes leaks to outsiders. And then there's the real estate, a portfolio worth $110 to $150 million across 8 properties in New York, Nashville, Rhode Island, Los Angeles, and beyond. Properties like Tribeca penthouses and townhouses combined into a compound in New York, multiple homes including a Greek revival mansion in Nashville, the iconic Watch Hill beachfront estate with ongoing expansions in Rhode Island, and the historic Goldwyn estate in Beverly Hills. In public eyes, they are just homes, but in reality, they are balance sheet stabilizers. Hard assets that anchor a fortune dominated by intellectual property, tangible, appreciating, and often held in LLCs for liability protection. In volatile markets, real estate provides stability. In lawsuits, it's insulated. This separation between fame and financial control is exactly what we analyze on ghost ledgers, because the public story is rarely the real one. Swift structures mirror those of ultra-wealthy non-celebrities, layered entities for protection, privacy, and tax efficiency. But even this isn't the full picture, because true power doesn't only mean ownership, it's optionality, the freedom to choose, pause, or pivot without necessity. And Taylor Swift has more options than almost any entertainer alive. Taylor Swift doesn't need to work, she chooses to. That distinction is everything. Her catalog alone, now fully controlled, can generate hundreds of millions over decades through streaming, licensing, and perpetual royalties. Publishing flows steadily. Masters unlock sync deals worth millions each. Her touring operation can be paused, scaled, or revived at will, proven by the Eras Tour's record-shattering run and potential future extensions. Her brand partnerships are selective, not necessary. No reliance on endorsements, instead authentic collaborations that enhance her ecosystem. And most importantly, her power is defensive. She doesn't need to take risks, which means she can dictate terms. That's why labels negotiate carefully, considering her UMG deal granting master ownership from day one. That's why streaming giant platforms like Spotify bend to artist-friendly demands. That's why even critics tread lightly, as her fan base and leverage shifts industries. Taylor Swift's wealth isn't loud, it's positioned, and that's what separates rich celebrities, who burn bright but fade, from financial dynasties that endure for generations. Swift's model influences emerging artists, demanding master ownership up front, inspired by her fight. If this breakdown changed how you see celebrity wealth, subscribe Subscribing to Ghost Ledgers means you won't miss the next investigation, because this structure appears again and again at the top. From tech moguls to entertainers, control trumps cash. Because Taylor Swift isn't the only artist building a power-first empire. Another global figure is quietly restructuring ownership right now. Different industry, different audience. Same playbook, reclaiming masters, layering entities, prioritizing optionality. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. The game isn't earning, it's controlling what you've earned. Forever.